What's up, everybody? Welcome again to West Coast Popcast. This is part 3 of every black champion in world wrestling history. Thanks for all the support on the last videos. We appreciate it. We're going to keep getting these out there. If you got any recommendations, of course, we're always looking. We're doing our research and we're getting this list together. And it's an always evolving list as more champions keep coming in there. We're going to keep putting up these lists. So let us know who you want. And be kind to people in the comments, man. I see you guys getting a little rowdy in the comments, but we're just it's a celebration. That's all we're trying to do. Celebrate and put a little spotlight on some of these guys. And of course, I'm joined again by Easy Mode, the leader of the Justice League. Eric, man, how you doing?
I'm doing A-okay. I really do want to reiterate that a lot of y'all be leaving some very negative comments. Whole series together on his own. He does all the research. He does this together. Please show him some love in the comments. This is meant to celebrate black accomplishments, not to bring negativity out.
Exactly. We're just here to celebrate. Some of y'all might start getting blocked, but that's all good. We're getting right into it with my co-host Eric. First up on the list, we got some honorable mentions for you, and the first one is Trish Adora. Starting a few years early into her career, she's on the rise. In 2019, she became the first and now only crowned Pan-African World Diaspora Champion for the DC promotion Fight Club Pro Wrestling. She's early in her career, but she's already been in NXT. She's had some Evolve matches. She's killing it on the scene, man, so show her some love. Eric, this is Trish Adora.
Yeah, I also give her some props. I see she served 8 years in the United States Army. So, of course, thank her for her service if you ever see her. And she trained at the Team 3D Academy. So that's a school that has definitely brought out some real gems in the professional wrestling world. So props to her.
Yes, sir. Props to her. Next one on the list, another honorable mention, we have Darius Carter. Another man early in the years of his career. He's been in promotions like Tier 1 Wrestling, held their Tier 1 championship. But most importantly, right now, he's the current Warriors of Wrestling heavyweight champion, and he's defending it. So shout out to him, killing it on the indies. We'll be looking to see more from him, but he's another honorable mention on this list.
Yeah, he's doing good work out there. It's exciting to see his resume grow. I'm hyped for him.
For sure, so check him out, man. Next one on the list, we have Kayden Carter, formerly known as Lacey Lane on the indies. She was the Crash Women's Champion, holding that down for them. Crash is the fourth largest brand in Mexico right now. They have a lot of working relationships. She's currently in NXT, so check her out, man. But she was a women's champion, and she's coming up on the rise.
Yo, there's so much you can say about Kayden Carter or Lacey Lane because she spent 3 years on the indies, just going to different promotions, really knows her business. She was trained by
Team 3D, the Dudley Boys.
So she knows how to handle herself in the ring. She actually lost that Crash Championship to Tessa Blanchard. So she clearly has the ring experience. If you can work with someone as skilled as Tessa and put on a good match, then honestly that just means that you know what you're doing. And lastly, even though NXT isn't the main roster, to make it to that level and stay at that level is tough. So she's clearly put herself in a position where Triple H wants her around and is keeping her around. She's very talented. I'm happy to see what she is.
Shout out to Kayden Carter. Keep doing you, and hopefully you get that NXT Women's title or future NXT Tag Team Champions, as those are coming out soon.
That's true.
Next on the list, we have the man. It is his time. JTG taking home the VIP Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, a Texas-based promotion. JTG has been putting on for years, man. People forget how young he was when he was in WWE because he's still in his mid-30s, man. He still has a lot of time in wrestling.
Yeah, he's underrated when you look back at his WWE run. He was entertaining. When Crime Time even split up, I think he held himself pretty well. At one point, he was ranked 84 in the top 500 for PWI in 2010. So he's a talented dude. He's a good person, and I wish nothing but the best for him.
And we'll be remiss if we didn't mention the real-life superhero, his tag team partner, Shad Gaspard, superhero, rest in peace. But him and JTG were able to grab the OVW Southern Tag Team Championships, and he's another honorable mention on this list. Shad is a real-life superhero.
Yeah, as a tag team, they definitely should have gotten the titles in WWE. They could go in the ring. They were entertaining. They did everything that was asked of them and more. But
mention on this list right now, former NWA International Heavyweight Champion, former GFW North American Heavyweight Champion, MWCW Heavyweight Champion, and Insane Championship Wrestling. This man has held world titles all across the country. He's a former WCW and WWE megastar. Butch Reed, that is the guy. Former managers like Slick and Theodore Long. This man is a true Hall of Famer, man, and sad to see him go, but he's a legend in the business.
Yeah, man. It's a shame. It's as I mentioned on the podcast, I do have a very slight connection to him. But like you said, he does have a lot of accomplishments. He was very involved in NWA. At one point, he was ranked number 91 of top 100 tag teams. He was ranked 174, top 500 singles in 2003. And to show you how nice this guy was, when I found out about the small connection to him, I found out it existed, he ended up signing a whole stack of autographs for me. And unfortunately, before he passed, I wasn't able to send it. But he was a good guy. He's missed dearly.
Sure, man. Shout out to Butch Reed. Next one on the list, we have another guy who's been heavily requested. Trust me, he was in that description. But we have him now in video in form. King Parsons, the former WCCW World Heavyweight Champion, won in 1988, defeating Kerry Von Erich in Dallas. And to beat a Von Erich in the state of Texas is like beating Taker at WrestleMania. This was a huge win. Shout out to the King Parsons.
You literally took what I was gonna say. To defeat a Von Erich, period. Like that family is highly respected in wrestling. So to give him this nod is very nice. Should show you how big and important this guy was. And I swear after this, we better not see any more comments saying, "Where's Iceman? You forgot Iceman. He's here." He was ranked number 69 of the top 500 in 1991 and 249 in 2003, which was well beyond his prime, I want to say. So still being in the top 500 is impressive. Even tag teamed with Rocky Johnson at one point, tag titles there. So he is without a doubt a legend.
Yeah, man is a definite superstar, man. Shout out to King Parsons. Paved so many roads for people today. Next one on the list, we have the first update on these lists as Rich Swann captured the Impact World Championship back at Bound for Glory, defeating the evil, the world-class maniac Eric Young. This is his biggest major world title win yet. Last time we had him for the FIP championship in China, but this one is even bigger. Shout out to Rich Swann. He's a hell of a dude, man. Me and Eric got to meet him in person. Very nice, very respectful. And this is a big win, and this is definitely well earned.
Absolutely. Like you said, he's very respectful. His mama raised him perfectly, just raised him right. He's a nice, respectful dude. He won Rookie of the Year, his debut year. He's, I think, 149, top 500. And even WWE, you could tell that he was destined for bigger things. Unfortunately, just didn't work out for him, but he's doing more than I think anyone saw he would do in WWE. He's a world champion now, so I'm happy for him.
Exactly, man. The man did the improbable. So let's see if he can defend against Moose this upcoming week. And here we are. I told Eric he'll be hearing from me, and here we are now. My man, Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion. Straight up manhandling, mauling, and flat out running through the Miz on last week's Monday Night Raw. The Hurt Business. Oh man, the champ is here. Thank you, MVP. Lashley is the champ.
I'll get this on record right now. I am not a fan of Bobby Lashley as a wrestling fan, but when I show my kids Bobby Lashley, I'm gonna say, we've got another black champion. I am happy for him. I'm happy for what it means for history. We're watching history in the making. So I'm gonna watch him with bittersweet. You know, I'm gonna be happy that we've got another black champion, but I'm gonna be waiting for somebody to take that title off him.
Oh man, yeah. Shout out to Bobby, man. Finally getting the icing on the cake of his career, man. Definite Hall of Famer. He's been putting in the work for so long.
And I'll even give him shine saying that he was number 51, 2006, most improved wrestler that same year, Rookie of the Year before, and of course all the accomplishments in Impact. So he's going to go down this.
he's still an undefeated MMA fighter as well, man. Know your resume. That boy Bobby Lashley.
Next up on the list, we have the man who's not angry. He's just from Philly, the former CZW World Heavyweight Champion, Rashad Cameron, also known as Sabian. He's competed in TNA Impact Wrestling, but is primarily known for his work in CZW, where he's a founding member of Team Blackout with Ruckus, Eddie Kingston, and Jack Evans. Check out the Fro, check out the 450 Splash. The dude's got moves, athleticism, and he's been in the game for a while. Speaking of Blackout, next on the list we have another of the founding members, Ruckus, the 3-time CZW champion. He's been in the game for so long. He is a CZW Hall of Famer and also the co-owner of Real Championship Wrestling, having trained guys like Rich Swann. Shout out to him.
One on the list, I was lucky enough to see him wrestle in TNA Impact. You know him from his Walking the Cage Hurricanrana. He is Elite Skipper, 1/3 of Triple X in TNA with Christopher Daniels and Low Ki. He's a former AAW Heavyweight Champion, Elite Championship Heavyweight Champion. Plenty of world titles spanning from TNA and all across the Indies to WCW. Major wins and matches against guys like Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles. Huge guy, man, and a great champion.
Yeah, you look at his resumes and you have to be impressed. You have to respect it. He's got a long list of championship wins. ECW Heavyweight Championship at one point. That's amazing. I'm looking at his clips right now. I would love to watch this guy wrestle. Any guy that knows how to use their long frame like that is a smart wrestler. So I can see why this guy has gotten so many accomplishments.
Yeah, this guy's balance is insane, man. And I know he's been through some tough times in life, but definitely respect him as a person and love seeing him wrestle. Shout out to Elite Skipper. Next one on the list, we have AR Fox, the first ever Evolve champion, former CZW champion. AR Fox is one of the kings of the high flying, huge on the indies. He's been around in a lot of different promotions, and he even opened up his own training school in Atlanta where he's training a lot of different people, man. So shout out to AR Fox.
Looking at the list of things he can do, he's got the rope down Spanish fly, backwards frog splash. I've never seen that. This guy seems like he just knows how to move around the ring. He controls his body very well. And title-wise, to be the first Evolve champion, that's pretty cool. This isn't a world title. Open the United Gate Championship in Dragon Gate is very cool. Exactly. And if you're a Brian Cage fan, he was apparently an FTW World Heavyweight Championship one time. So the guy, he's a worker. I respect that.
It truly is, man. So shout out to AR Fox. Hopefully we keep seeing more from him in the future. Next one on the list, we have Bob Sapp. Another guy who's requested. He was the first and only black IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Not too big on wrestling, not too many matches you can see from this guy, but he did have a short run, and shout out to him for getting that done.
Yeah, short run, but they loved him over there, man. They loved him because Tokyo Sports gave him MVP award. Nikon Sports gave him the Wrestler of the Year, the Outstanding Performance Award, and he was ranked number 26 in the top 500 in 2004. So the guy, he's got some love for a short time. I'll give him that. That's pretty cool.
And that IWGP Heavyweight title win came over Kensuke Sasaki in 2004. The guy to beat him, though, was Shinsuke Nakamura. My guy. Next up on the list, we have Ernie Ladd, the former San Diego Charger turned wrestler. This man was a megastar, a huge guy going up against the likes of Andre the Giant. Nicknamed Big Cat, Ernie Ladd won the World Heavyweight Championship in WWA 1980, defeating Dick Diego Charger, man. Clearly a great athlete, so shout out to him. Next one on the list, we have Bearcat Wright. Some people think he was the first. Some people may argue it was King Parsons. But Bearcat Wright won the WWA World Heavyweight Championship in 1963. And if that 1963 years and tell you how difficult this would have been. Look at history, man. Bearcat Wright was a member of the NWA, of course, competing all across the country, especially on the West Coast. And when he won his first WWE championship, he defeated the likes of Freddie Blassie and held the title for 115 days.
Yeah, whether you agree that he's the first or not, the guy definitely he's up there. He's one of the first, and that's tough, especially for his time. He demanded respect with performance, with his size, and again, this was another worker. He just traveled and put in the work wherever he went, and it was shown. He was a true workhorse.
That's for damn sure, man. One hell of a drop kick. Next,
props to him. Even if he hasn't gotten as much shine as the others, he grinded just as hard. I could not imagine training and putting yourself in front of probably was a drunken crowd at the time, and doing all that. So he's definitely got my respect. He should have everyone's respect.
Yeah, so shout out to him, man, once again, winning the WWA World Heavyweight Championship against Baron von Racht in Detroit, Michigan. Next one on the list, we have Bobo Brazil, another WWA World Heavyweight Champion. Won it in 1966. He was definitely one of the most popular wrestlers of the time. Huge star, again, against a ton of adversity. Managed to climb to the top. And in September 1966, he defeated Buddy Austin to become the second black world champion in history.
Like you said, he was very charismatic. A lot of people liked him. Just to show you how popular he was tag champions with Dusty Rhodes. And you don't put just anyone in a tag team with Dusty Rhodes. It has to be someone who can match him. Someone who, when the crowd can't just cheer for him, it has to be equal. So he was very much respected in the wrestling scene back then. And he's got a long list of accomplishments. So respect to Bobo Brazil. And thank him for all the hard work he put in.
Last one on the list, we have an update for the man, Moose. Now he's recognized finally as a TNA Impact champion after defending it on numerous occasions over the past year. I'm loving the white strap as opposed to the black strap on this new belt he's rocking. Shout out to another former football player in Moose and turned wrestler who is Mr. Intensity at its finest, man. Again, another guy we met, and this dude takes it very seriously.
He does. To anyone out there who ever thinks like, oh, it's just a football player who took advantage of professional wrestling to get money, just to show you how serious he takes this. I hope he never hears this, but maybe he doesn't want this anecdote shared. But when we met him, he was just sitting there, dead-eyed, staring into space, just visioning his next match, just getting ready. This guy really cares about what he does. It's really cool to watch him go from football player into world champion. So congrats to Moose. He's worked his ass off for this and deserves it.
Yeah, he for damn sure knows how to set the tone, man. Again, like Eric said, just staring off before his match, visualizing what he's about to do. He really fills up the room with his presence, man. Shout out to Moose, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Next one on the list, we have the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero, Elijah Burke, and at one point in his career, in his TNA run, he was compared to The Rock for his great promos. Definitely go and look that out, man. But he's on this list for his OVW World Heavyweight Championship win. Right now, he just got a big win in the past year as the NWA Television Champion. So shout out to Elijah Burke.
Yeah, shout out to him. You could, even in his WWE run, I could tell that he was being held back, that he had such higher ground to reach. So I'm happy to hear that he got the TNA and he got to reach that potential, because this guy is a true wrestler. Props to him. He's got the perfect game with Mike in ring work. So he deserves, just like everybody else in this list, he deserves what he's got in life. He deserves the success.
And talk about those hands, man. One of the quickest hands in the game, man. What a striker. D'Angelo Dinero, Elijah Burke. The next honorable mention on this list, we have, in my opinion, Mr. Money in the Bank himself. He has the best moment in Money in the Bank WrestleMania history. Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard. He's a former World Wrestling Council, WWC Universal Heavyweight Champion, Millennium Wrestling Federation Champion, and PWI Tag Team of the Year with Charlie Hall in 2003. Again, he's honorable mention. He doesn't really have that big world title. Hope it's coming. but he's on here for the World Wrestling Council Championship. Shout out to Shelton Benjamin, man. Pay dirt, hurt business.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. I think this might be the highest ranking I've said so far, but he was number 9 in 2005. He was given the award for African American Wrestler of the Year in 2005 by Black Athlete Sports Network. He is one major title away, like you said, from getting that Grand Slam, either the Universal or the WWE Championship. So here's hoping someday, man. Here's hoping. But he's underrated. He's the definition of underrated.
Yeah, underrated his whole career, in my opinion. At some point, he was by far the most athletic wrestler I had ever seen. And to this day, in it, not being in his prime, he's still very athletic, man. I'm glad he's a Raw Tag Team Champion right now, but I'm hoping he gets that world title at some point.
Hopefully.
That was part 3 of our list. Again, if you have anyone else out there, let us know. Be kind to each other in the comments. This is just a celebration of champions. Eric, who else would you like to see for a part 4 if we update this in the future? Who would you want to see become world champion? Who's out there that we need to see?
Oh, man. I know we could probably count R-Truth for the NWA, but I would love to just see him get that WWE world title, just to give him that. I think that would be a Grand Slam also.
Yeah, I think he's just one more away as well. I'd love to see R-Truth.
I would love to see a guy like Chris Bay get a chance at the world title. Willie Mack, Sugar Duckerton at some point, Powerhouse Hobbs one day maybe, Lee Johnson.
Another guy in the Indies, Kenny King, man, he's been putting in work.
Yeah.
Former TNA X Division champ. I'd love to see him get a world title. Shane Taylor in Ring of Honor. He was very close to getting one. Hopefully he gets that title soon.
Here's hoping. It's years from now, but Mark Quinn or is it? They once they settle in, they get into like that. They're out their rookie seasons. Then we can see them getting a world title eventually.
Yeah, for sure, man. That boy Mark Quinn been putting in work, man, in the gym, in the lab. He's getting big. That's all he needs, man, because he's as athletic as it gets.
True that.
So again, that's part 3. Don't know when part 4 is coming out, but thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you, Eric, for joining me again. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out. And finally, Iceman Parsons is in the damn video.